Okay, so this is video 4, and the title of this video is Equation of a Circle in Another Form. Okay, so before we talk about that, let's just have a quick recap about the two types of circles that we can get that we've already done. So the first type is x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. And that is only for a circle whose center is on 0, 0, and then r is the radius. So for example, if I give you one like this, x squared plus y squared is equal to 49, you should know straight away that its center is on 0, 0 because it's in that format, and the radius would be 7. The other format that you can get is x minus h to be squared plus y minus k to be squared is equal to r squared. And this is for a circle whose center is not on 0, 0. So the center of the circle is actually hk, and then once again the radius is r. So an example of this would be x minus 6 squared plus y plus 7 squared is equal to 36. So this type of circle, I'm hoping now you understand at the minute that the center would be 6 minus 7 and the radius there would be 6. Again, we talked about h and k, you have to change the sign to get the center. So if it's minus 6, it's actually 6, and if it's plus 7, it's actually minus 7. This 36 represents r squared, so r on its own then is just 6. Okay, so in this video we need to explain the third type of equation that you can get. But before we get to that, I just want you to do a very quick question. Okay, I'm going to draw the xy axis here, and I'm going to draw a circle around here. The center of the circle is 3 minus 4, okay, and this is the circle here, and it has a radius of 4. Okay, so what I want you to do, please, and you can pause the video while you do it, can you just please find the equation of that circle, please? All right, I just want you to find the equation of that circle. So pause the video, find the equation of that circle. It should be quite quick, and then play it again. Okay, so to find the equation of this circle, well, obviously the center of the circle is not on 0, 0, so we are using this formula. So I'm just going to write that down again. X minus h to be squared plus y minus k to be squared is equal to r squared. And finally then we know the center, so it's going to be x minus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equal to the radius, which is 4 squared, which is 16. So that is the equation of that circle. Okay, so now we can start to talk about the next format of equation that they can ask you. And the format that they can ask you of it is in this format here. It's in the format x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. So that's the next type of equation of a circle that you can get. Now, this looks very complicated, but it's actually not too bad, because to get it in this format, all you actually have to do is come down here and multiply out the brackets here, and then you can turn it from this format into this format. So let's do that. So if I was to multiply all out this, okay, so it's multiplying out brackets, we're going to get there. So I'm just going to do this very quickly. X squared minus 6x plus 9, and if you multiply out this, you're going to get y squared plus 8y plus 16, and then the whole thing has to equal 16. And now we're just going to tidy it up, and we're going to make it look like this format up here. So look, the x squared and the y squared come first, so I'm going to do that here. So we have our x squared plus our y squared. Then we want the number with x, so the number with x is going to be minus 6x, and then we want the number with y, so that's going to be plus 8y. And then finally then we want the c, which is always just a constant out the end. So as you can see here, we're going to have 9. Right, but then this plus 16 and this 16 will go, because this 16 will come into a minus. So really it is just plus 9, and then it's equal to 0. So that is that done now. We did have it in this format, And now this third format here that I'm talking about, to get this format, all you really need to do is multiply out the brackets, which you should be able to do, and that will give you that format there. So that is now in our third format, which is this here. So that's really what this video is going to be revolved around. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you another circle in the form x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So the circle I'm going to give you is going to be x minus 5 squared plus y plus 5 squared is equal to 49. So I'm hoping now, guys, at this stage everyone can see that the center of this circle is 5 minus 5 and the radius is 7. Okay, but what I want you to do now is I want you to follow what I did in the last example and write down the equation of this circle in the form x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. And pause the video now and I will do it in a second. Okay, so once again, to turn this from this format into this format, we need to multiply out the brackets, as I said. So if you multiply out the brackets of this one here, you're going to get x squared minus 10x plus 25. And here you're going to get y squared plus 10x plus 25 is equal to 49. And then if we want to put it into the correct format, so we put the x squared first, then we put the y squared. That's supposed to be a y, sorry. And now we put this, so it's going to be minus 10x plus 10y. And then finally then we're going to have 25 plus 25, which is 50. 50 take away 49 is going to be plus 1 is equal to 0. So that is that now in the third format. This was the second format that I said at the start of the video, and now this is our new format. So basically, guys, just to go over it again, if they wanted the equation of the circle in this format, all you have to do is multiply out the brackets. So in the last part of this video now, we're just going to do this type of question here. So in this scenario here, they give you the equation of the circle in this format. But from this format, how do we know what the center is? And how would we know what the radius is if we were given a circle in this format? Okay, so the way you do this is, for the center anyway, the center of this circle, you look at the number in front of the x and you halve it. So minus 4 would become minus 2. But then you also change the sign. So you halve it and you change the sign. So if I halve that, I'm going to get minus 2. But if I change the sign, I'm just going to get 2. And then to get the y value of the center, you come to this number, you halve it and you change the sign. So if I halve it and change the sign, I'm going to get just 3. So that it's as simple as that. The center of that circle there would be 2, 3. If they give it to you in this format. The radius is not as simple. To do the radius, there is actually yet another formula to find the radius. And it is this here. It is the square root of g squared plus f squared minus c. Where g and f actually stand for your center. Alright, so that is g and that is f. So it is the square root there. Okay, of that's going to be 2 squared plus 3 squared, and then it's minus c. We know c is always the number at the end, okay, but c is already a minus, so that's going to change to a plus like that. So that's going to give us 4 plus 9 plus 12, which is the square root of 25, which is equal to 5. So the radius of that circle there is 5. So that is how you find the center and the radius when they give you the equation in that format here. So I'm just going to give you another question to do where you're just going to do the same as that. Okay, so the equation I'm going to give you now is x squared plus y squared plus 10x minus 6y plus 21 is equal to 0. And I want you to do the exact same as I did up here. Okay, I want you to pause the video now and I want you to find the center and the radius of this circle, please. Okay, so to find the center and the radius, so first of all the center. So as I just said, to find the center, you halve this number and change the sign. So that's going to be minus 5. And then you halve this number and change the sign. So the center of that circle there is minus 5, 3. If it's in this format then, to find the radius, okay, we have to use this format here. G squared plus f squared minus c. And then again, what is g and f? Well, g and f is actually your center when it's in that format. So it's going to be minus 5 squared plus 3 squared and then minus 21. So calculating this out, we're going to get 25 plus 9 take away 21. Okay, so 25 plus 9. 25 plus 9 take away 21, so that is going to give us the square root of 13. So that is the radius of this circle here, and it has a center of minus 5, 3. Okay, so there's quite a lot of information now that we've gone through, so I just want to quickly recap on everything that we've done so far in this. So you can get two types of circles. The first type of circle is in this equation here. X squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So the very minute you see this type of equation, you know the center of the circle has to be on 0, 0, and the radius of the circle is r. So for example, if we were to see x squared plus y squared is equal to 64, well then straight away you know the center of that circle is 0, 0, and the radius would be 8. The other type of circle you can get is this type here. X minus h to be squared plus y minus k to be squared is equal to r squared. So this type of circle is where the center is not on 0, 0 anymore. The center is actually hk. And the radius is once again r. So an example of this would be x plus 2 squared plus y minus 10 squared is equal to 100. So from this we can say, so it's minus h is 2, so we can say here that the center of this circle would be minus 2, 10. And the radius of this circle, well, if r squared is 100, then the radius needs to be 10. So they are the two types of circles that you can get. Now, we do have a third equation, and that is in this format here. X squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. But as I just explained in this video, to get this format here, all you have to do is multiply out the brackets. So you would multiply out the brackets in that format there. And that will give you that format. As an example, if we had one here, x squared plus y squared plus 12x minus 20y plus 3 is equal to 0. So if you were given one like that, if you want to find the center, as I just said, you get this number here, you halve it, and you change the sign. So that would be minus 6. And then this one, to get the center here, you halve it, and you change the sign. So that would be 10. And then to find the radius, when it's in this format, you have to use this formula here. G squared plus f squared minus c. So if you were to fill that in there, it would be minus 6 squared plus 10 squared minus 3, and you would calculate that out. and that would give you the radius. So that is quite a lot of information now on coordinate geometry of the circle, but really it does boil down to just 3 types of equations.